one Saturday morning.
This is something I'm very excited about. Avengers Endgame all over again. We just can't stop talking about this show, this movie, even until October. We'll still be doing this as our third segment. So Chuck and I were talking, and it is my opinion that the Russo Brothers, in some ways, have potentially screwed everybody else in the Marvel Universe. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is a perfect example. Like, yes, they told a great story. However, it is impossible for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. to follow, in my opinion. It is impossible for them to really follow up with what's happening. I mean, they would have to completely change their whole show. Like, oh, well, half the population is gone, and plus the whole thing about that movie taking place 5 years in the future. This screwed. Yeah. Like if they said it was 1 year in the future, it's easy to say, oh yes, it's a year in the future. It's 5 years into the future, and then people are coming back. There's nothing that Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. could do about that, and I think that's going to be the problem with pretty much everything that comes out with the MCU in the next few years. Is that every single movie should reflect what happened. Like, we can't just go into Spider-Man Far From Home and everybody's okay. We can't just do that. I mean, think about this. I mean, you've got relationships, people that were married, boyfriend and girlfriend, that were gone. The person just disappeared for 5 years. And some people, they waited, but some people, they moved on. 5 years is a long time. And all of a sudden, your husband or wife is just back.
And 5 years younger, too.
Yeah, I mean, you saw what happened in what is that? The Walking Dead, and that was just like a couple months that your boy was gone, and that's when the Punisher tried to murder your boy. I don't know if you knew that, but that's the Punisher that's in there. That he tried to kill Rick. What's his name? Burt Hall, whatever his name is. But anyway, financially, the planet is ruined. Food-wise, the planet is ruined. I mean, you even saw it near the beginning, right before Captain America was given his therapy session. You saw like the stadiums were filled with like cars all around and right around the Statue of Liberty, with boats everywhere. So you could see even 5 years later, the entire world is wrecked.
Yeah.
And now you're going to add, 3 billion people back to a wrecked world. Even think about it when it comes to, let's say, the president of the United States or just other leaders around the country. If the president or other members of the staff disappeared, I wouldn't have a problem with that. What do you think, Chuck?
You say you wouldn't have a problem with it, and then he comes back?
No. Undo this. Don't do this. Nah, let's say it was a hypothetical president. And he was snapped away, and then he came back, 5 years later. It's going to be like, yeah, I'm in charge. Like, well, who are you? Like, no, I was in charge. I mean, you can have Civil War.
Yeah, I got you. That's going to be a big focal point on all the movies now. Like, he gave all the other directors a lot of homework that they're going to have to figure out how to start their movie, but basically address this huge elephant in the room. And they can't just be they can't say like all the main characters they were all snapped together, so none of them aged.
Right. In every movie.
That's what looks like Spider-Man's doing. Like, yeah, all the kids that are his main friends, they all got snapped. Okay. So are we gonna have his whole debate team is basically got snapped? Are we gonna have maybe like the Asian girl? She's like, in college now, and she comes to talk to them, or the guy the black kid that kept hitting the bell. You remember that part on Homecoming? He kept using the bell to answer the questions. That is a lie. When guy was
okay.
He's just one of the debate guys, but that was one of his main lines. That was a lie. But yeah, are they gonna show them like in college, and then coming back saying, "Hey, Peter," and them, and I don't know how they're going to address it. I don't know how they're going to address it. 5 years is a long time. Things would be completely wrecked. We don't even know if when people come back, or if they're coming back exactly where they were. Like, what if they were in a plane? What about all the people that were in the plane that the pilot got taken away and they crashed and died? And then,
Well,
that's not fair. Like, they're not gone. They died. They're really gone. And then,
right.
You got the actual pilot. He just appears in the air and just falls straight to the ground. It's like, I don't know. They left a lot of stuff for us to try to figure out. That's why the Russos have to do all these podcasts and interviews to just say this is what this person is, and this is permanent, and this is not going to change, because there's so many questions that the 3-hour movie couldn't answer because they made that 5-year gap. So I don't really know why. I guess they did that so. No, really, just for Iron Man.
Yeah,
that's the only reason we could think of that they made 5 years, just so he could have that relationship with his daughter to make him change. And 5 years is quite enough time for you to grow as a human with a kid.
Right.
So
exactly,
he was a little selfish. They all were a little selfish. They could have went back in time and had it start from that one point. They could have still had their daughter. No, I know it was gonna change. Have the same kid again. It would happen. But they had a boy. I do want some boys, real quick. I'm gonna go on a little rant. This is kind of off topic. Why is everybody having girls? Like, all these superheroes, nobody has boys. I mean, Hawkeye got boys, but he only teach them archery. Like, but I'm like, they only teach girls how to fight people now. Like, it's like you don't have sons anymore. With these superheroes, everybody has a girl daughter that's coming up. It's gonna be fighting crime. I'm like, okay, can't have a boy. I don't know.
Well, T'Challa's a boy. He's a male son.
He's a male son. You can see his dad.
Maybe the snap made it so it just messed up all the X chromosomes. So it's only double Y chromosomes. Only girls being born now.
Yeah. I mean, I understand they got their own thing that they want to show on TV, but I mean, come on, just be a little realistic. Like, yeah, put some men, some boys, young boys that could be superheroes too. So it's not just only women. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna fix that. Russo's did screw everybody with that.
Yeah, you brought up a good point. That was one of the things I was going to say. Is I really feel like they basically balanced everything, like every other part of the MCU and every other character in the MCU against Iron Man having a 5-year-old daughter. Yeah. Like, really, like literally, that was it. Because they wanted to show Iron Man having that progression and that change in his life. Because you could see that it was very important to him that when he talked to the Hulk, he was like, listen, I'm sorry, I saw Kenny's statement here, so I'm going to address that in a second. But listen, like, when you set everything back, keep everything the same, but just bring the people back. Like, that was because he did not want his daughter to be erased. So he basically screwed everybody else.
Why did he just keep his daughter? Why did he just keep his daughter?
Say, listen, he told Hulk, listen, set us back 5 years from now, but bring my daughter too.
Yeah, bring my daughter. That's the key. I mean, I guess that would ruin everybody else's stuff too. Like, they have their kids that they've had for 5 years disappear.
That's true.
So maybe he don't want to be selfish that way. I don't know. It's gonna be a lot of people upset. A lot of people happy, but a lot of people upset. It's like, Johnny, you back? Johnny's gonna be coming in. Who the hell? Howard? Oh. Really? You just gonna move on to my turf? It's been like 5 minutes.
Bro, it's been like 5 years.
Yeah. Really? 5 years? I still look the exact same. Why are you so old?
Yeah. So it's gonna be rough. I don't know what they're gonna do, but at the same token, I don't want them to just gloss over it. Because the MCU has tried really hard to be realistic, and Endgame really set the standard for movies having real stakes. The things that happen really happen, and they really affect people. So you can't then follow it up with movies That no, well, don't worry about that. That's something that happened. We're good. Everybody's good. Let's see here. Kenny said the Russos explained the return of most folks would simply be basic placement. Plain scenario wouldn't exist because people would come back, but not in the same situation. No, that's them. They wrote
That's
themselves.
them just saying something that's a big plot hole, but that was not no movie.
Right.
When the Banner wished everybody back, Iron Man didn't say make sure everybody comes back in certain placement, so they don't like he didn't give them no directions on that. He said just wish everybody back and don't change the last 5 years. It's like really, That was it. That was all. Sorry, Russos.
Yeah. So
pass on that one.
I think as time progresses, I think that all this excitement, this Endgame high that we have, will start to wear off, and we're going to start being like, okay, what about this? Because like I want to talk. We need to talk about the Hulk sometime in the future. Like, okay, everybody's like excited. Like, yes, Captain America. Yes, Iron Man. Yes, we're sorry you died, but yes, Thor, we like you too. You're just like us now. But Hulk, okay, we need to talk about the Hulk, so I think over time we're going to have some more of this kind of like, okay, so yeah, we need to talk about some things here. So what do you guys think about it? If you're watching live right now, leave your comments, or as we post this video to YouTube, make sure you leave your comment there. Let us know what you think. How are people going to come back? Did the Russos kind of mess this up for everybody? Did the MCU really put itself in a bad place here? Did they screw over the rest of the movies? Or they're just going to work it out? Kenny here, he also said that the rest of the movies are going to happen considerably past the retribution, as he called it. So basically, we're going to have a 5-year jump, and then we're going to have more years of jumps.
I don't know about that, Kenny, because they got Spider-Man starting moments after Endgame. So
he said except for Spider-Man, which happened just after. And that makes sense because Spider-Man is the last movie of Phase 3.
Yeah.
But I still can't give you
maybe a year later. They can't go too many further. They've already, because everything was consistent to our own timeline. Correct? Because it wasn't like 2018 or 19 was Infinity War.
Yeah.
So they jumped us by 5 years. They can't keep jumping us. They got to at least let us catch up a little bit before they bring the next Avengers out.
Exactly.
It only makes sense. To be good.
All right, guys. Of course, as usual, you got to subscribe. This is Color Commentary, where we give you views from 5 years later. I'm back. Everything is the same, but the world is screwed. Peace.
One Saturday morning.